It's a time for the Red Clay. That is Red Clay Friday. John, here you there. Thanks for hanging out as you always do. And as always, presented by our friends right over there, Kaiser Permanente. We could not do this without them. It is day 3. It is day four of round 2 of the GHSA playoffs. And so it is a day where we kind of work our brackets, talk about what happened yesterday, get you ready for what's happening today. And then there's no rest because quarterfinals are Monday, Tuesday, nothing happening Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday are the semifinals. And so literally we are a week and a half away from the championships at Upson-Lee. It's some combination of Upson-Lee and Duluth and St. Pius here in 2026. So John, here you there. Thanks for coming by as you always do. We're stacked. We're stacked. Rob Husted, the girls' coach for Greenbrier, joining us when he gets out of class because he'll be on his lunch break. And we'll catch up with him for a little bit. And then we will catch up with everything going on in Thomasville. And we find out what the latest is there with 2 teams in the top 5 in both girls and boys. And it is a chance for us to catch up with Lucas Kimmel and a chance to catch up with Robert Peterson, the coaches down there. And so I think Lucas will be joining us first because he gets out and has lunch from 12:10 to 12:40. And then Coach Peterson joins us at 12:20. So my guess is Lucas joins us first about 12:15. Then Coach Peterson joins us about 10 minutes later. Lucas and Coach Peterson will tag out. So Lucas will tag out. Coach Peterson tags in. There might be some crosstalk. And then we'll wrap up with our coaches' interviews with Michael McGinnis, the head coach for Crisp, and they are heading to Union County as we speak. So we caught up with him on tape and before he hit the road. And so it was a great opportunity to catch up with him and find out about what's going on in Cordele. Then after that, obviously, we've got brackets and we've got start times and all that kind of stuff. We're working on our schedule for Monday and Tuesday. We know one of the games. We've just got to orchestrate the other. And we'll get that to you when we know it. Tonight, 8 o'clock-ish. And I say ish because there are 2 lacrosse matches going on at Lambert before the soccer match with Lambert and Pebblebrook. And so that will be on the network at soccerdownhere.net. That will be on the network. All you've got to do is hit the listen tab around 8 o'clock, set your notifications, and it will be Pebblebrook at Lambert, the top-ranked team, one of the top-ranked teams in the country. And we're going to be there for the boys' match tonight, 8 o'clock-ish, to get your weekend started. Quick reminders, the twos, they have a 6:03 Eastern kick tomorrow against Carolina Core. We will probably, because of the Atlanta United match happening pretty much at the same time, first 90 minutes of it, it'll be an opportunity for us to just let you know what's going on with the twos on social, and we'll all be at Mercedes-Benz Stadium for there. All right, no dilly, no dally zone. This is where we are today. So we're going to go and catch up with what's going on at Greenbrier. We bring in Rob Husted, and we find out what's going on there. And here is the lowdown at Greenbrier. Rob, what is up?
What's going on, bud? Can you hear me all right?
Yep, you're good. You are good. Can you turn your device 1 click sideways so you take up the full screen? There we go. And then that way, you take up the full screen. Unless, of course, your device doesn't want to do it. And either way, it's okay. Either way. So turn it back to where it was. I thought I was doing something fancy with the technologies and things, and so we'll see what happens here. So, okay, so we're already in that zone when it comes to the freezing and stuff. So that's good. Okay, so can you turn it back to where it was because it didn't want to do it? So just go ahead and turn it back.
Oh, sure.
No worries. Okay, so you had a shootout with Johns Creek. Break that down for me.
Well, we didn't come quite to a shootout. We went to overtime, and we scored.
I mean, just like offensive numbers.
Or about 2 minutes left to go in overtime.
Right.
Sorry, we were already looking ahead at shootouts, so it was already on my mind. It turned out to be quite an intense game. It was a lot.
So, right now you're waiting for Lassiter, and you've gone through. You had Clark Central. You beat them 5-2. Then you have 4-3, 7 goals on the board. So I guess your postseason is brought to you by the number 7. I know that you don't necessarily like that when it comes to goals total, but when you look at what has gone on so far here in the season, when you look at what's been going on so far, what is stuck in your mind in this postseason where a lot of goals have been scored?
Well, the one thing I said to the girls after the game was resilience is showing. Just the never give up.
That's going to be like this today. That's good. That's going to be good. It's going to be like this. Okay. We'll see if Rob is on the Wi-Fi, and we'll see if. Okay.
It keeps blanking on me.
I know. So then let me ask you this: are you on the Wi-Fi there at the school?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Can you switch to the Wi-Fi on that device in the school, or does it balk you?
It'll block me out.
Okay. All right. So then, are you on an iPhone or an Android?
iPhone, and I'm in Safari.
Okay. So then, yeah. So my guess is that the Safari and the Wi-Fi in the building are kind of going at each other. So what'd you talk to the girls about?
I wonder if I go outside, if I might get better reception. That might help.
Okay. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
But what'd you talk to them about? So this is the fun that we've had with schools, and I'm literally going to have a note with Restream. So you are outdoors now.
I'm outdoors. I'm going to try and sit here in my car where I get a little better reception.
You're good so far. It's you're good. I was just going to ask what the conversation was like, and you were telling me what the conversation was like with the girls with this first 2 games.
Right. So the first 2 games, man, what we were just preaching is just keep fighting, keep grinding. We have a lot of seniors that played. 4 of them have been playing varsity for 4 years. 5 or 6 girls from the flag football team that's won 3 in a row, and there's a lot of experience.
A lot of experience with flag.
A lot of experience, and the girls are really resilient. They've been there. They've done it a lot. They know what it's like to win and to lose. So just kind of tapping into that experience has been big.
And the sound bites continue. We're going to have it with Restream. We really are. We're really going to have it out with them. Oh my goodness. Here we go. And yep. And
it's just keeps
I can't
resetting.
I can't thank you. Like I said, I think it's the conflict of the Wi-Fi in the building with the school and the phone doing 2 separate things. So we'll go and just keep rolling. You're good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I tried turning Wi-Fi completely off on the phone, so maybe that'll help a little bit.
Okay. All right. So go for it. Flag football. They have the experience with the deep runs that they've had, and so I mean, they know what it means to be in these situations. Yeah. So they know what it means to be in these situations with flag in the past. This is laughable. This is amazingly laughable. This is crazy.
It didn't do this as bad last time. I don't know what's going on.
I couldn't tell you either, but it's all good. So I won't. Trust me, I won't keep you. I just wanted to catch up with you really quickly. The experience is there. You're waiting for Lassiter. Mm-hmm. You're waiting for Lassiter. Rob, talk quick. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Oh boy.
Wow, I'm getting shorter and shorter minutes here. Wait.
Oh man. This is we're really gonna have a discussion. We really are. Yeah, this is intriguing to say the very least. And yeah, we're going to be talking. We're going to be having a great 101 with our folks here at Restream. So keep talking quick, Rob. And I can't even get a soundbite out of him. Oh boy.
It's just
I know. I'm hoping to have them watch live so they can see what's going on. Literally. This is out of control. This truly is out of control. Mm, 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 mm. Yep. Yep. Happened yesterday. Yep, it happened yesterday. And so I'm going to try something here. Let me try something. All right, Rob, talk to me. Huh. Not even getting audio now. That's interesting. Okay. There.
Can you
All
hear
right.
me now?
There. Okay. Talk to me. Let me just try it with audio and we'll see. So what's going on? And it froze. Attaboy. It didn't matter. Okay. That was a thought. Anyway. I was trying to break things down and sit there and go, okay, well, if it's one or the other. I cannot thank you for your patience in piecing this together. I really can't. Getting on your lunch break, and this is, yeah. So, let's see. So here we go. We're going to try Rob for the 38th time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to have a talk with our corporate overlords here about this thing because I think it literally is when one is clashing into the other. So I think that's what happens here. So, when's your planning period?
It's third.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 9:30 is when I start. I have a little bit of time right after.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. I got an idea. I have an idea. I've got a great idea. So I've got an idea. I have an idea.
This is when I get out of school.
All right. So 9:30 would mean that you come on the morning show on Monday. Is that cool? Of course, he'd have to actually hear me talk about it before we did anything. So if you came on the planning period Monday at 9:30 in the morning show live, would that be all right? In a computer. Unbelievable. This is amazing. This is just
Let's do that Monday 9:30.
Monday at 9:30. Good deal. We'll do that. So Monday at 9:30, as he gets ready for things, he can be on a computer in the office. So we'll do that. Monday at 9:30. You're amazing. We'll do it from a computer. That's the way to end it right there. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have serious. I saw the thumbs up, Rob. We're good.
Do that, sir. Thank you.
9:30. Be good. Go get lunch. We'll see you.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the week. Goodness
You
gracious.
too.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have a talk. We're really gonna have a talk. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Okay. So, all right. So Danny. Yep, resurrecting this talk. Let's see. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to roll the open again, just like we did yesterday. The same thing happened today. Phone off Wi-Fi. Well, let's see. Phone inside school. Mm-hmm. And then, let's see. So, and then it kept dumping faster and faster each time. So we're going to get to the bottom of this because it's affecting what we're doing. And so, yeah, so feel free to watch program and All right, so hang on just a second. So feel free to watch the program and send feedback. All right, so there we go. That was an idea. That was an idea we had about going to Greenbrier. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Thomasville and find out which one got out of lunch first. I think it's Lucas. So we're going to go catch up with Lucas Kimmel in Thomasville. Hey, Lucas, how are you?
Good. How are you?
It's been an adventure talking to folks on their cell phones with school Wi-Fi overlords and things like that. The fact that you are on a computer is a saving grace for us here. Thank you for doing this today on your lunch hour. And I imagine that Coach Peterson will be joining us. We might have some crosstalk. We might have a tag in and out and all this kind of stuff. But welcome to the noon show, my friend.
Thank you.
If I was to talk to you about the program, the beginning of the year, and I was to sit here and say that the program would be doing what it's doing, you'd have the record that you'd have, and then you would be chasing after everything that you're chasing in the playoffs right now. If I told you that you were going to, is it okay to mention the win-loss record? Are you ritualistic in any way?
No, I mean, that's fine.
20-0, and that's crazy. If I told you that you were going to run off your first 20, what would you have said?
I would have been a little bit surprised there. The expectation of the season, I mean, I knew we had the potential. I know we continue to have the potential to keep going all the way. But to have so far that perfect season, it would have been a little bit of a surprise for me.
So obviously we got to talk about defense because you've only given up 7 goals on the season, I think, if my math is right.
Yes, sir.
And you gave up 3 of those in a match about 2 months ago against Colquitt County. So if you take out those 3, you've only given up 4 other goals this season in 18 other games. What has it been about this defense that has been as strong and as stout as it has been to get it to what it is doing right now?
Very skilled girls to begin with. My players are very talented, very hardworking. Along with that, I mean, that's one of the very first things I start on working on in a season. We start with making sure we understand how to defend 1v1s, 2v2s, all the way up to a 4-back and the specific formation that we like to play. And making sure they have that mastered before we even step into the offensive side of things or start practicing shots on goal.
How long did it take, or is it still a work in progress as I ask this question? How long did it take for them to get to meeting the expectation, the goal, the defensive demands? How long did it take them either in preseason or in season to sit there and go, yep, they've got it locked down. We're safe there. We're good to go.
It's continuing to improve. We're still working on it. We touch base with it just about every week, just to keep that foundation, to keep those fundamentals drilled into the head, to make sure that it's habit at this point. It's instinct instead of being questionable about what they should do. So it's an ongoing thing. But those first 2 weeks in preseason, leading into those first couple of games as well, it's just critical. With those first couple weeks of preseason, I mean, you don't play anybody, so other than practice and a little bit of scrimmaging at practice, you don't really get to see it until you get into that game scenario, and then you make adjustments. And again, according to the team that you are playing, each game's different.
When you schedule the non-region opponents, do people look at you and go, nah, I don't want to mess with Thomasville anymore? How difficult, because of the pedigree that you've established down there? And I'll ask Coach Peterson the same thing. How difficult is it to schedule non-region opponents? Because the non-region opponents that you scheduled, I mean, there are a bunch of other A's that are attached to those teams that you're at Lounge, you're at Thomas County Central, and it's, Cairo putting up big numbers, Colquitt County and Crisp and such. I mean, you're scheduling 6A, so I was about to say 7A, but you're scheduling 6A teams and not thinking about it twice.
Well, I mean, all the local schools, we have good relationships with a lot of their coaches. So, and it's good competition. It's good for the girls, whether we win or lose those games. It's good experience for them to see that high level to help prepare them for these last few rounds of playoffs. It's stuff, it's experiences, it's games that we need to have to play competitive teams and to play those full 80, 90 to possibly 110-minute games. And sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you find it more of are teams knowing what you're bringing to the table? Are you finding teams that are bunkering in, they're parking, a couple of buses, they're bringing the whole garage over, with all of that? Are you seeing more of that now, and that being one of the more challenging things you've got to face?
Yeah, it can be, especially with the way the power rankings are set up these last few years.
Right.
Some teams are hesitant to play us. Hold on one second.
We're all clear to move again. You're all clear to move again. Thank you.
School announcements.
It's all good, brother. It's all good.
Yeah, with the power rankings the way that they are, and focused on records and win-loss percentages and all this, and away win-loss percentages, it is very dependent on who you play. We've done very well we've had easy games, but we've had very tough, very challenging games as well, and there's a good mix between them. And it can be a struggle to schedule those games, especially if they're outside of region. But again, it also can be a bit of a benefit, because the chance that one of those teams do beat us, they know we're going to have a good record, and with the chance that they win, that would give them a boost in their power rankings as well.
Has there been anything that has been a pleasant surprise this season?
Going back to hopefully not jinxing myself or anything like that. We've been, for the most part, only had minor injuries this year. We've stayed a lot healthier this year than we have in the past, and that has been a very good, helpful portion of the season as well.
So for folks who are wandering in the door, and they're going to be watching the matchup against Social Circle coming up, and still slated for Monday, right?
Yes, sir. Monday at 5.
Okay. Somebody's walking in the door for the first time. Who are some of the folks that the spectators and fans and casuals are going to naturally gravitate toward on your roster if things are going the way that you want them to go? Who are some of those faces this season that have been standouts for you?
You talking about like individual players?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just throwing stats out there. Some of our top scorers for this season. A couple of our strikers, Leela Lutz, Kylie Peterson. A couple of our midfielders, Sadie Kate Scarborough and Jalen Aloff. I mean, just dominant players. Strength in the back line, my 2 center backs. And again, stats speak for themselves. 7 goals for the season, my whole back line. That just all very strong, very talented young ladies that take charge on the field.
Lucas Kimmel, the girls' head coach at Thomasville, getting ready for getting out of the chance to get out of the upper left section of your brackets as you fill them in pen, because that's what I've done this time of year. I fill them out in pen. It's not pencil anymore. It's all pen right here. And it's Social Circle in Thomasville coming up on Monday there in Thomasville. When it comes to what you've been able to accomplish, do you get the opportunity to step back and enjoy it a little bit, or is it you'll think about it when the season's over and everything is what it was? I mean, because it is, stout defense, and you mentioned the effort that gets put into defense all of the numbers that you put up offensively, do you get to sit and enjoy it or stand and enjoy it during a game day, or do you wait until film, or do you wait till the season's over? How do you ingest what you're seeing in front of you at times?
I haven't been able to slow down yet to really, other than watching a little bit of film on ourselves to go see what we need to fix or work more toward or to improve on. It's one game at a time, and who's next?
What do you still think you need to work on at this point of the season?
Just making sure we stay in it for a full game, making sure we keep our heads and don't get drug into some of the physicality that some teams have, making sure that we don't give up non-needed fouls, especially as we get into our final third closer to our goal. Is just keeping our composure. When
you have questions about anything going on from a coaching idea, if you think you need feedback on something, who is on your speed dial so you can sit there and dial up this individual? Hey, I've got a question about X. I've got a question about opponent. I've got a question about things stylistically or how I'm handling the day-to-day. Or if you've got a question, who can you dial up on your cell phone or WhatsApp or whatever, and they'll pick up to give you that instant feedback that you're looking for to keep moving forward?
I'll say Coach Peterson with the boys side on Thomasville. He's one I talk to a lot about. We help each other out a lot. I used to coach under him for the boys side, and he was actually my high school coach a while back. So a very, very positive mentor there, and especially in relation to our
interruption. If you drive a Subaru Forester, tag number CMU6835, you're parked over there between the gym and the cafeteria. You need to move your car now. Thank you. Again, it's a Subaru Forester, CMU6835.
See, she had me there when she said Subaru Forester because I'm like, I've got a Subaru Forester. Wait, and then she went on campus. I was like, wait a minute. So, but then she went license plate and she said C, and I was like, wait a minute. But then the rest of it was different. When she said Subaru Forester, I was a little concerned. But yeah, he was your coach in high school?
Yes, sir. He was my coach in high school. He's had a very, very strong, very positive impact on my soccer career throughout my whole life, whether it was from playing in high school, keeping in touch while I played in college, to coaching under him once I became a teacher, and now coaching my own program.
Was it there at Thomasville?
Yes.
Okay, so what's it like being a legacy?
Oh, no. I graduated from Cairo.
Okay, so then
right next door.
Okay, so then as a syrup maker,
yes.
Well, speaking of, you mentioned that individual, and apparently he has escaped to lunch, or he's escaped to hang out with us. So there he is. Coach Peterson, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. We've survived both bells and the announcements for cars that are parked out in front of the school, so that's always a good thing. I asked Lucas a question about, if he has any questions in his brain about, okay, who is on his speed dial and who can he go as a reference point, to sit there and bounce ideas off of. And he mentioned you, like you're like his number one number. Like on the Seinfeld episode, you got all the numbers and you're number one on his speed dial. What's that like to have someone who learned under you at Cairo and is now with you at Thomasville? What's that like to have him there with you with this program? Oh, you're muted. Check your. That's interesting. I can't hear you. All right, keep talking. Okay, still muted. There's got to be a setting in there somewhere. Yeah, because it says that you're Yeah, it says that you're muted. Oh, I heard something. Try now. Oh, no. Darn. Okay. All right. Okay. Your video's great. Log out and log back in. Try that. I mean, your video's great. Where you are is fantastic. I just can't hear you. And I don't know what the setting is to make that happen. So, tell you what, let me put you in the green room. Actually, here, I'll just go ahead and do this. So that way, all right. So there he is. Let me go ahead and I'm going to do some green room magic here. So, Coach, I'm going to log out. Go ahead and dive back in, and we'll see if that'll help. So, hang on just a second. All right. So, all right. So I've logged Coach Peterson out. All that buildup, and I couldn't hear him. What was it like when you were at Cairo and being a part of the soccer program there with the syrup makers? What was the environment like when you were at Cairo?
I loved it. I mean, we had a very good team throughout my 4 years there, especially my freshman year. My older brother was actually a senior. So it was the first time he and I had actually got to play on the same team together. And that year we made it to the Final Four, and that was one of the very competitive years that we had. We had done very well also.
Okay. Coach, is it the situation any better? No, it is not. Darn. I don't know what is okay.
Access to a microphone or turning
Yeah,
the
it might be like access to a microphone or something. So let's see. Settings. There's got to be something in the computer when it comes to, so if we go, I'm just using mine as an example. So if we go settings, I'll go settings, and then if you go, not display, like I said, we're gonna get this worked out. We're gonna get this done. And then, so sound and output. I don't need output. I need, let's see. So if we go, so there's an output device, master volume, inputs. Okay, so inputs. So go settings, sound, input, and then you get to choose your input device. And it's probably something along the lines, and it'll give you like options, and it'll give you like either computer or stereo or something like that. So
mine is under audio input, default microphone array.
Okay, there you go. So audio input, microphone, default array. We'll try it that way. And because, yeah, we're getting into discussions about soccer in Cairo and soccer in Thomasville. And Lucas, thank you for, I thought I heard something happen. Strange. So I say, are you guys in the same school? Are you anywhere near each other? Are you anywhere close?
Down the hall, a little ways.
Because I was going to say, just if Coach Peterson could go to wander down the hall to your room, and then we could continue that, because he's only got like 15 minutes left, I think, in lunch, and I want him to get at least a bite to eat before everything. So let me go ahead and put Coach Peterson back in the green room really quickly. Oh wait, okay, so you're going to try it that way? Okay. All right. So just to warn you, Coach, if you can go on if you're going to use your phone, go on the Wi-Fi in the building if you can, because it'll hiccup in and out. Because I was having issues with Rob Husted from Greenbrier when he went to his phone because of the Wi-Fi in the school. So we can give it a shot and we'll see what happens, but don't lose this signal, because that's, okay, 2 minutes. Cool. Yeah, I'm good. Go for it. All right, so here, I'll do this. All right. Maybe we get to have both of you hang out together. There you go. So, we were talking about everything at Cairo and everything. What's it been like to see the sport grow in Cairo and in Thomasville to where it is now? What's the support for the programs like there at Thomasville High School?
Support has grown immensely for both programs here at Thomasville. From the boys winning a state championship in 2019 to making it to the state championship last year. And since I have taken over the girls program, our boosters have done a fantastic job. Our parents are very much involved. We are building to a very successful program, keeping our players improving, playing travel soccer and club. And so it is a very good feeder program. I mean, we've been doing very well. And then there's always the crosstown competition that continues, and rivals. And
I like how you phrase that, the crosstown competition. Yes, that is a very nice way to phrase it, because it is heated in all these sports, but to see it grow, that's why I wanted to ask about growth, because a lot of folks may not look at a Cairo and may not look at a Thomasville. Those would be those atypical soccer communities, where you just kind of put it in quotes. And that's why I always like to ask coaches in these situations, okay, what is it like, and all that kind of stuff, just to get the feedback from you about how it's grown there from what you've seen, and that kind of.
It is. I mean, it's improving. South Georgia gets overlooked a good bit when it comes to soccer players, but it is slowly improving. It's getting there. We have right there close to us, we have the Tallahassee teams that are starting to build those semi-pro teams from there, and then Valdosta. So it's slowly starting to expand. It's becoming more popular, and with our continued success, even at the schools, it's getting more popular as well.
Okay, so is your lunch period ending? Have I kept you for your entire lunch?
It's getting close.
Okay. I think Coach Peterson is wandering that way. So if you need to go, can you keep your computer up? Does that get you into trouble?
No, that's fine.
Okay. I think he's heading that way.
If he's coming, he might have been in his office. So if he's heading back to his classroom, he may be logging on a different Chrome computer.
Okay.
But if he comes to mine, that should be fine. I will.
I'll just keep it hot, and I'll put you in the studio. I'll just kind of put you in the studio space. That way, it's not just a blank screen. I can't thank you enough for this, especially putting up with technology and technology issues. I know that you've got the game coming up with Social Circle the first of the week. It's great to catch up with you. Now I know how to catch up with you, and so don't get into trouble. But if you need me to get you a note about being late for class, I can send you a note, because you were doing TV and stuff like that. So great to catch up with you on a bunch of different fronts, and we'll catch up with you soon, Lucas. I really appreciate it.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Lucas Kimmel, the head coach on the girls' side at Thomasville. And so I kept Lucas for his entire lunch, and I feel really badly about that. It was something that I only wanted to borrow him for a couple of minutes, and then he was kind of helping me as like a pseudo IT guy and that kind of a thing. So hopefully we can catch up with Coach Peterson here, because I don't want to get him into trouble, because he's got like 10 minutes left in his lunch period. And then after that, we'll catch up with Coach McGinnis at Crisp. We'll go through your brackets, and this is turning into a supersized version of the Red Clay Soccer Report. And once again, thanks to our friends at Kaiser Permanente, and being great partners with us all the way through all of this. Okay, so it looks like Coach Peterson has gone into his office, and you're in your office. Coach, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. All right.
Okay.
So Lucas, I can talk to Lucas in the green room. Lucas, you're good. I'm taking you out, and you're done with lunch, and I'm just gonna. So Lucas, good to see you, and be safe. So let me remove Lucas. I was talking to him in the green room. Thank you for doing this, and I know that you've got like 10 minutes before your lunch period ends. So I wanted to catch up with you about a couple of things. Like I said, my first question when you came in was about Lucas in general. I asked him about, folks, if he's ever trying to bounce ideas off of people, who does he call? And he mentioned you, like, immediately. What's it like to have a legacy like Lucas be there with you from the time that you were there at Cairo as his coach, and now he's alongside you in the program there at Thomasville?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, one, it kind of makes you feel old, doesn't it? Where you've been around long enough to work with and have a different, you have your coach player relationship, and now, that's progressed to being, basically equals in terms of just standing beside him. He's been phenomenal, and now I can call him my friend, which is, to me, the amazing part about being coaching, because you get those relationships, and he's definitely one, and he's a fantastic young man. He's the only person I know of that in his time as a player was named the offensive, midfield, and defensive player of the year 3 different years. So all positions, he was phenomenal. So just being able to, again, bounce ideas off him too. It's a two-way street for sure. He's definitely number one on my speed dial.
What's it like to see the program grow? Because I asked him about Cairo as a program, and then I've asked about Thomasville as a program. What's it like in these, and I'm using air quotes, and it's $1 in the jar for me, atypical soccer towns, to see these programs grow to where they are now, and you two are cranking it out there at Thomasville, and you were part of the growth there at Cairo. What's it like to see it grow to where it is now?
Well, it comes from the community. I mean, the parents, the players, they bought in, they're doing the work in the off season. They come in and they just support, and they don't ever say no to any ideas or anything you want to try to do here. And it really starts with them, and we're just trying to guide it in the right direction. But it's a whole community. You come to our games and they're loud. There's horns. You can't hardly coach during the game because it's so loud, even in the regular season, which is, very, very different in South Georgia. Because in South Georgia, we're a different place in terms of that kind of community support. It's amazing.
For anyone that knows what it's like in other sports, it does not surprise me one bit that you legitimately allow the Vuvuzelas into the building. That's a thing.
It is so loud I can't coach. The kids can't hear me. It is, but ultimately it's about the kids, and the kids want it. The kids love it, and so I support it. I mean, it doesn't affect anything in terms of, it's not a danger to anybody. So that they want it, they love it, they support it, and I'm in on it. And it makes it a special place to play, and really for opposing team can be very difficult to play in.
Mm-hmm. That is absolutely true. You've got Bremen coming up around the corner. Is there any thought of sliding this so it's a double header on Monday, or is it still going to be Tuesday for you with Bremen? How's that look?
It'll be Tuesday at 5:00. I believe their girls are still playing as well, so obviously logistically it just made sense to keep it where it was. And they're coming to town, and they're a really good team, so we got our work cut out for us for sure.
When you have these non-region games, and I always talk to coaches, it's like every win is never 100%, never grades out as an A+. Not every loss grades out as an F. When you wanted to challenge yourself with a Thomas County Central in a War of the Roses, FUTBOL style, Lee County, Brookwood down there in South Georgia. There is another Brookwood. I know that folks know a Brookwood in Gwinnett County, but there is a South Georgia Brookwood. You've got Colquitt, Crisp, and then Lowndes and Appling. What did you learn about yourself early in the year in those losses that got you ready for this run that you're on now?
Well, I think, first and foremost, we're a small school. I mean, we had 16 kids show up to tryouts, and I kept every person who showed up. So we don't have that kind of depth. We don't have a JV to pull from. So we really got to challenge ourselves. And I tell them all the time, being a 1A school, we should never go undefeated in terms of how we structure our schedule and stuff. And sometimes it works out that way. I mean, obviously the girls deserve to be undefeated this year. They're incredible. So, but that's not a normal thing. So when I look at the schedule, I look to try to schedule games that are going to challenge us, that are going to make us better, that are going to, make us go through adversity. And I mean, this season is no different. We probably lost some games we shouldn't have. But you grow and you learn from it. And then getting healthy. We've been, I think, a different starting lineup. It feels like every game in terms of who's available. So it's been a tough year and a lot of adversity these boys have been able to work through.
So when someone's walking in the door there on the boulevard, when they come in to see you on Tuesday, who are some of the folks in this Bremen match that folks are going to gravitate toward when it comes to Thomasville? If they haven't seen you play, who are the folks that they're going to look at and go, okay, I need to follow this person in this matchup against Bremen?
Oh, man, we got a whole handful of them, don't we? Gia Uloa up top's having a fantastic year. Kale Dodd in the back. Our goalkeeper, Connor Pringle, is one of the leaders. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. Davis Williams, Ron Miano's had a tough year, a lot of injuries, and he's starting to try to get back into the mix. I mean, we've got, Aiden up top. There's just so many guys that contribute. It's not a one-man show for sure. So without that team effort, and obviously the adversity I mentioned, it's been huge. And I'm probably missing guys I probably should be naming, because everybody's kind of stepped up in a different way in different games. And it's been, one game is this guy, next game is the other guy. And just like last round, we played a very good Woodville team. I know the score doesn't show it, but we were able to counter after getting up a couple goals. And they've got two fantastic players up top. My defense more or less shut them down all the way to the end of the game. And that's something nobody's really been able to do. So, credit to that whole group, because it took a team effort for that to happen.
Well, we are, I can't thank you enough for putting up with moody computers and IT departments, and me and Lucas trying to walk you through it and everything. I was glad that we were able to catch up. And obviously we'll keep an eye on what's going on down there with the matchup against Bremen, and on the girls' side with their matchup as well. Continued success. I love what you guys are doing down there, and I love that in a place like Thomasville, everybody can sit there and go, okay, it's not just one sport. It's a bunch of different sports, and the fact that it's both boys and girls soccer that's adding to the mix, and what you were able to do at Cairo and bring that slightly north. I'd love to see it, and thanks for coming on. And if you need a note about being late for class after trying to wolf down your lunch, just let me know, and I'll send something to Coach Rayburn, and hopefully that'll go up the chain for you. Thanks for coming in.
I appreciate the time. Sorry about the computer issues. I ended up just running back to my classroom and getting on a different computer. So thanks for having us.
I'm right there with you, my friend. It's like me and technology, I bring in people that are smarter. That's all.
Yeah, I still don't even know what happened, but that's all right. We got a different one. We got it working again. Thanks for having us.
You bet. That goes Coach Peterson, Robert Peterson, the head coach at Thomasville. Okay. One more interview here before we get into brackets and matchups and everything. So, yes, it's going to be a supersized red clay lunch hour today. Crisp County is traveling, and I mean that in the sense of the word, that they are traveling like right this very second. They are on their way from Cordele, and they are on their way to Hiawassee. So it is pack a lunch, a dinner, midnight snack, maybe an inflatable mattress, and a couple of different things. And when I caught up with Coach McGinnis at Crisp, and I asked him the question about folks on the speed dial, he mentioned Coach Peterson that's on the speed dial when it comes to talking back and forth. And they were talking back and forth this week about stuff. So here is our interview with Michael McGinnis before he got on a device that has many wheels on it, and he was heading north to Hiawassee. So here's our conversation about what life is like in Cordele here this season and in the postseason as they head north. Okay, full disclosure for everybody who will be consuming this when they consume it. In a perfect world, you will probably be on 575 heading through the mountains, working your way over toward Union County. If I had told you that this season was going to be what it was, if you and I just caught up before the season started, and if I had told you that you would be at 14-3, you would have been first in region, and that you would be getting ready for a long roadie in the second round of the tournament, what would you have said?
Well, I'd probably be a little surprised that we're 14-3. Last year we had a really good run. We made the Elite Eight. We lost a kid who was the region player of the year, one of the top players in AA with state. So we thought we were going to have a drop off. But we have 10 seniors, and a lot of those guys, about 8 of them have played in the program for 7 years. So those guys have just stepped up amazingly. Our defense has been up until I think this year we've given up 12 goals total. And 6 of them in 2 games, or 3 games. So our defense has really been really, really solid. So I've probably been a little surprised. But now the travel, second round, having to go to up into the mountains, where I think talking to my principal, I don't know that we've had a team that's traveled this far yet.
Really?
So this is one of the furthest travels we've had in any kind of state. But with this new format in the playoff rankings, you never know where you're going to go. So I'd probably be a little surprised that we're heading this way for sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and map this out. So Union County High School in Blairsville.
Yes, sir.
And from Crisp High in Cordele. So and I always call it Crisp High. A lot of folks may sit there and go Crisp County High School, but I've always called it Crisp. Okay, so according to our friends at the Googles,
Yes.
they have it anywhere from 251 miles to 260 miles, depending on your path on the Yellowhounds or the Yellowfellas or whatever you want to call them. So you're talking about a 520 mile round trip to go to Union County High School. I mean, travel in a situation like this. Did you talk to anybody that is in your Rolodex about long roadies and how you?
Well, I sat down with our staff here, the AD and our principals, and we kind of mapped it out. And they were asking, they said, hey, would it be easier to go up on Thursday night? And I told them I didn't think so, because the problem is you get out of routine then. Kids aren't in their beds. You know, you check out of hotels at 12 and you still don't play till 6. So then you have a 5-hour dead period. And kids aren't just going to rest and relax and ice bath and do the stuff like that. They're going to be running around doing stuff. So I said, I can control a little better on that bus. So we're going to start our adventure tomorrow morning and kind of have some breaks in the middle and just enjoy the scenery, get up there a little early, look at some of the mountains, and, you know, just enjoy our trip.
So you mentioned your defense, and you mentioned how stingy you've been. Only 12 goals allowed in the 17 matches this year.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that I've always kind of asked coaches about this kind of thing is like, not every win is 100%.
Right.
And not every loss is a 0.
Right.
So when you lose in PKs, I imagine, to Sumter,
Mm-hmm.
when you lose to Tift, when you lose once again in OT to Pierce,
Mm-hmm.
and we know what Pierce brings to the table, what did you learn in those losses where you gave up half of the goals that you've allowed all season? What did you learn about yourself?
Well, you know, one thing I like to stress to them is it's kind of a team thing when we give up a goal. You know, when we score a goal, it's a team thing when we give up a goal, you know, so we don't like to point the finger and say, oh, it was just the defense, it was this. You know, I'm kind of a coach that backtracks and says, hey, listen, let's go back about a minute and a half. Hold on real quick. The lights in this room.
You got to move. You got
to move, man.
Yes.
We have some high tech lights. So, but I like to go back and show them, hey, if the midfield had made this pass, it wouldn't have led to this. So it's not. So we kind of get the picture that everything's a team thing, you know. And so that way it takes the emphasis off, and it doesn't put as much pressure on our guys, because we're a very prideful defense. When we do give up goals, they get down on themselves, and we try to pick each other up. The thing that we've done this year, and we went to a 3-back, which is kind of unheard of at our level. We went to a 3-back, and we have 3 fast guys. They're all 3 cross country guys, track guys. As a matter of fact, they get off the bus, or they get on another bus to go to sectionals in Commerce and run for the sectional state on Saturday. So they have a pretty good trip ahead of them. So, but they were part of the 4x800 team that came in second last year at state in the 4x8. A couple of them have placed in the state for the 800 mile and 3200. So they're really good athletes. So what they bring to the table in the back line allowed us to get a few more people in the midfield and kind of help secure it up there. But just what they've done is just, you know, we can't even, you know, the credit we give them at practice and just in the games. All the players know how hard they work, and then our offense is working just as hard. So it's just been a really good team effort with us. And those losses, like you said, not every win we had was 100%. We snuck some games out there. We didn't play very well, and I thought, hey, we kind of stole that one. And then all 3 of the losses, you can point back at 1 or 2 plays and realize we should have won those. 2 of them were PK losses, and 1 of them we conceded a goal early and fought all the way back. So I like to tell the kids we could easily be 17-0 or 10-6. You know, that's kind of how we look, 10-7. So that's how I like to look at it. But it just kind of keeps us grounded, let us know that we are capable of doing some pretty special things out there.
And you mentioned your offense, and one of the things that stands out is, other than the fact that you have 2 double-digit goal scorers,
Mm-hmm.
one is an upperclassman and
Mm-hmm.
one is an underclassman. I think it's 14 different goal scorers for you this year.
Yeah, we try to distribute. Like I say, we're getting a few more people in the midfield. We got a little more depth this year. And the second kid you're talking about, the younger kid, the 10th grader, Noah Mulkey, he just came in. He played travel his 9th grade year. Didn't feel comfortable with the high school at that point, kind of sizing up. came on with us, and he's a pure strike. He when the ball goes in the box, he's trying to finish. And you've been around soccer long enough. If you have those guys, he'll stick a leg in there, a foot, whatever he's got to do to try to just get something on the ball to go towards the goal. So
when you look at the AA bracket, for those who may not necessarily know about AA as a competition and level of competition in AA, for someone who's just walking in the door as we're talking about it, how would you break down how competitive AA is as a classification?
I think AA is right there with everybody. I mean, I don't think they can compete with the 6As just because it's so big, but I think across the board, you have some AA teams that can play with anybody. We had all 6 of our teams make the state playoffs from our region alone. And at the final power rankings, I think we had 4 teams in the top 10. I think Appling was 1, we were 3, Savannah Arts was 6, and I think Pierce was 7. So that just kind of shows the strength of not only the whole AA, but our region in general. And I think Appling, Pierce, and Savannah Arts beat some 4 5A teams. And then we had some wins against some bigger teams this year. So I think AA alone has got some pretty good talent, some really good teams involved in it right now. So I think this bracket's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, nothing like having Appling and Savannah Arts play each other in the second round, right?
Well, last year, same thing happened. I think in the Elite 8 last year, us, Tatnall, Appling, and one other team. So we had 3 of the Elite 8 teams last year. And this year, it looks like we may have 3 in the Elite 8 this year. So there's just a lot of depth in this region. 2 years ago, when we got put in this region, we basically mapped out and said, hey, it's going to be a dogfight every time we meet up with somebody over there. So it'll kind of get us tougher.
4 teams right now, and it's Appling and Savannah Arts, low left in the brackets as you fill them out in pen, as I have. You got Pierce and Spencer. Pierce comes in at team 7. They're hosting team 23 in Blackshear. You are on the road heading to Neptune to take on County in the battle of number 4 ranked and number 3 ranked, one of the matchups in Class AA boys. So I need you to brag on your roster a little bit and these seniors. Is anybody getting any looks to the next level? Does anybody want to play at the next level? What's going on?
A lot of our kids could probably play some smaller level soccer. They didn't find a lot of interest in. I think that a couple of our kids actually got accepted to Georgia yesterday, so they were super excited about that. So got one that's already going there. My center back, who could probably play somewhere, he's actually going to run cross country and track at Reinhardt University.
Okay.
So I do have one kid, a kid this year. He come along, and I think he's trying to play. He's taught with Thomas University, a couple groups like that. Being around Georgia, there's only 3 Division I schools, and so they're really, really hard to get a scholarship there. But there are a lot of lower schools that a lot of people could go to. I think that our kids academically are going for academics as opposed, and some of them know some guys who played other sports. Baseball was big here for a little while. We had a lot of baseball guys a few years ago go to the next level and play, and it's a full-time job. So, those guys come back and tell them, hey, man, it's not what I thought it was going to be, or I really enjoy playing, but you're not really at college as much as you thought. So I don't know if that scares some of our kids. I try to tell them, hey, go play a couple years at a smaller school, get your feet wet, and then just go back and go to college after that. But, sometimes on the field they don't listen, and sometimes off the field they don't listen. So, but we do have several kids who could play smaller schools for sure.
Yeah, and the reason I ask is because of our Georgia Call-Up feature where, when I'm doing Make That Kid an Offer during FOOTBALL season.
Right.
Now with SDH, we've got the Georgia Call-Up, and that's why I was asking if there was anybody that might fit the Georgia Call-Up mantra.
I'm not sure if I have any guys this year from that group that are looking, but like I say, some of those younger kids, I know they're hungry right now, and they're really a couple kids that are wanting to try their foot in there and ask if I know some connections, that kind of thing. So we may be reaching back out to you to get some call-ups.
We ain't going nowhere. I want to ask about Cordele for a second, because one of the cool things for me, and like I said, my alter ego, so you know what it's like for me to leave the big city and come and see what's going on in every place else and share the state with the rest of the state.
Right.
I want to ask this from a soccer perspective to you. What is the support like there in Cordele for the program? What is the soccer vibe like, I guess, there in Crisp when it comes to the program?
The support we have, especially from the school system, has been amazing. I think soccer's been around here for maybe 15, 16 years. I know I started coaching it. I think this is my 13th or 14th year. So it was here a couple years before I got here. Now, when I started, it was mainly run by parents, kind of helping out, trying to build the program up. So when I started, there were, I think, 35 kids. There was a varsity team, a varsity boys and a varsity girls, and that was it. They didn't really have a dedicated practice field. We kind of went and there was some area by the high school that they mowed and everything. And then once the school saw that I was committed to it, I got a guy on my staff who's now a principal at the elementary school here. He joined on it. He was actually first year teacher then, so he's went up the ranks. Great guy. And he and I took it. We made a JV team, and then the next year we established a middle school team. And so once we started pouring in, the support was. We had parents, we had administrators. They built us a field out here. Now we got turf on the stadium over there. So it's been a really good support system that we have. We have some travel teams that we can go through, so that kind of helps. You have Legion up in Warner Robins, and you have UFA South Georgia down in Tifton. So some of our kids have gotten involved in that, and that really helps, because they're getting a little year-round taste, getting some really good coaching from some of those guys at UFA and up at Legion. So that helps with the development also, because down here football and baseball are king, so it's kind of you compete with those all the time. And the only tough part, and this I think is a Georgia thing, and I don't know how this will be addressed, is soccer is in the winter in most other states.
Yeah.
So here I think we're one of maybe 3 states that still do it in the spring. And so we really compete with some of our athletes that grow up playing soccer in the fall and baseball in the spring, through the rec leagues. And so then when they get to high school and middle school, they kind of have to make a decision. So I think it's kind of hurting some of our athletes, because us being a smaller area, we don't have as the athletes you may have in the Atlanta area. So, but outside of that, the support's amazing. We have a really good vibe in Cordele. We got a good group of dedicated soccer parents and soccer players. And so it's been exciting to see.
I was going to ask about interaction and cooperation with other coaches and programs because of the time of year, because as you said, sports run together. You might lose them for other sports. There are times where you might lose them for this, and they've got to be at this tournament with this second sport. What's the cooperation?
The coaches are great to work with together. Some sports it's almost impossible to do it. Like you couldn't do a varsity baseball and a varsity soccer because you miss so much practice time. But things like track, I was telling you about my guys who run track. All 3 of those guys do their running after soccer practice or during it. Mm-hmm. So we're doing some of our sprints. They'll kind of go and get their track work in, that kind of thing. And so just working with the AD and the coaches there, it's been really good. We communicate and just say, hey, here's what's going to go on. What are you expecting them to do? They got to meet this day. They got to meet this day, or we got a soccer match. So it takes some work, but the communication level is very good. So.
All right. So what has study hall been like getting ready for this road trip to Neptune?
I don't know a lot about Union. I didn't know a lot about North Murray. I know they're good. Their records are good. They Union doesn't allow a lot of goals, kind of like us. They've scored, I think, 60 something, giving up 15 or 16 goals. So not a lot to work with. I know if they got to this level and had that kind of record, they're going to be a really, really solid team. So I just told our kids, can't worry about what they can do. We just got to do what we can do and see how they react. So we're excited.
When you have questions, who's on your speed dial? It's like I've got a philosophical question. I've got a question about day-to-day ops. I've got a question about, anything, what's going on the field, formation changes or anything like that. Who's on your speed dial that is going to pick up?
So I got a couple of guys. I told you about the guy I brought in. He played at Andrew College, and now he's a principal in it. So he and I talk a good bit. This is after me and the assistant coach have sat down and mulled it over. Got a couple of guys who are parents with my daughter's travel team, and one of the guys is very knowledgeable. He loves breaking down film, so I'll call him and say, "Hey, man, find some film on this and tell me what you think." And then a guy we talked about earlier, Coach Peterson down in Thomasville. He was one of the first coaches when I got to be involved in it. He and I got really close and started talking. And I'll call him and we'll shoot text back and forth. I texted him yesterday, said good luck, and he asked me, he said, how you feeling about the game? And I was like, I feel pretty good. Don't know how the boys feel, but I feel good. So, I'm just excited about the game. So those are some guys I call and kind of touch base with and bounce around ideas and say, what do you think about this? And they're not scared to tell me, man, that's ridiculous, or, hey, that sounds like a good idea. So
very cool. Michael, I'm glad we got the chance to catch up, to share what's going on down there in Cordele and at Crisp with everybody. I wish you safe travels, because this is before you hop on the bus, but airing while you're on the bus. But
right.
I wish you safe travels and safe transport, and have a great game. You know that we'll be keeping an eye on you. We'll catch up with you on the flip side. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Michael McGinnis, head coach at Crisp. Okay, so let's break down brackets, and we'll get you out of here tonight, 8 o'clock-ish. It is going to be Lambert hosting Pebblebrook. It's going to be on the network. Once again, soccerdownhere.net. Hit the listen tab. You'll see the 2 channels up and running. Going to be on SDH1 tonight. You'll see like the live notifier, the big red live. That's where we're going to be. It'll be Jason, Maddie, me. I'll have scores from around the state and let you know what's going on there. Okay, so yesterday we'll just go ahead and go as I've got them right here. Everything that happened yesterday. Number 1, Pike County AA girls. No problem with Therrell. They advanced. They're going to host Morgan County, who went to Savannah Arts, got the win 2-1. So Morgan County goes to Pike County next Monday. Pierce County to Columbus. If you missed the morning show, the tail end of it, we caught up with Abby Cuneo, the head coach at Pierce County, talked about her program and how that's going. Then upper right, East Jackson with the win over Jackson. That one was 1-0. Number 10 goes to Union County, and they are number 9, and they upset Thompson in Thompson. So the final score there was 6-0. So Union County advances. East Jackson, Team 11, goes to Blairsville to take on Union County. Well, actually, no. Union County goes to East Jackson. So East Jackson is going to host the quarterfinal, upper right. Team 14 to Team 11. Sonoraville beats Tattnall County. They're going to go to Coahulla Creek. Coahulla Creek beats Callaway by the final of 2-1. So Coahulla Creek number 2 hosting Sonoraville number 4. That's AA girls. Druid Hills beat Centennial yesterday. They're going to go to play Midtown. Midtown shut out Walnut Grove and Quad A girls. Low left, Allatoona, number 7. They shut out East Forsyth. They're going to go and take on Blessed Trinity, the region champ out of Region 6. So Allatoona BT, that is left-hand side of the bracket. Westminster is waiting for the winner of Pace and Perry. That is happening today. And so Westminster, the number 3 seed, is a number 3 ranked team, is a number 2. So they will either host Pace or travel to Perry. Then low right, Marist, no problem with Cambridge. Number 1 Marist is going to host number 5 North Oconee. North Oconee shut out Maynard Jackson by the final of 5-0. Buford beat Parkview 5-4 in a back-and-forth matchup, and they're going to host Denmark. The 4 seed wins again at North Paulding, 2-1 there. Denmark and Buford Monday. Mountain View and Brookwood. Brookwood with the shutout. West Forsyth and Campbell. West Forsyth with the shutout. 2 of the top 6 teams in the country. They're going to be at West Forsyth, 7 o'clock on Monday night. I tell you that because I tell you that. Harrison is winner over North Atlanta. Harrison over North Atlanta. And so Harrison advances. They're going to take on the winner of Norcross and Richmond Hill on the coast. If it is Richmond Hill, Harrison travels. If it's Norcross, it's at Harrison. Lambert shut out by Walton. Walton is the top seed out of Region 5. And they're going to play the winner of North Gwinnett and Mill Creek. Mill Creek, if they win, Walton's at Mill Creek. If North Gwinnett wins, it is at Walton. Private girls, it is Holy Innocents to Hebron Christian on Monday. Hebron shut out Darlington. Holy Innocents shut out St. Vincent. Paideia is going to go to GAC. GAC is the number 5 seed. Paideia is the 13. Paideia upset number 4 Providence Christian. And GAC beat Athens Academy. So it is Holy Innocents at Hebron, Paideia at GAC, left-hand side of the bracket, private girls. Whitfield Academy over Calvary Day, 6-1. Lovett over Mount Vernon by the score of 3-2. So Whitfield, Team 11, goes to Team 3 Lovett. Trinity Christian with the upset of Savannah Country Day on the coast. They're going to go to number 2 Wesleyan. Wesleyan shut out Aquinas. So private girls, Holy Innocents at Hebron, Paideia at GAC, Whitfield at Lovett, Trinity Christian at Wesleyan. So today, let's get you into the matchups for today and let you know what's going on in all of the everything that's going on today in the state of Georgia. So Max preps, and then we go to scores. So scores for today, you have on the girls' side, you have a handful of matches. Norcross beat Richmond Hill, by the way, so that one is now officially official. So Norcross beats Richmond Hill in girls. So Norcross, with a 3-1 win over Richmond Hill, Norcross advances. And so Norcross is going to go to Harrison on Monday. Still waiting for North Gwinnett and for Mill Creek later. North Gwinnett and Mill Creek, that one is later today, as is a lot of other action. Pacelli and Brookstone, that's a big one in the Western Frontier. Lakeview Academy and George Walton, that one is also on the board. But the GHSA action, Norcross over Richmond Hill, they're going to go to Harrison next week. And then North Gwinnett and Mill Creek waiting for that one on the board as well. So now on the boys' side, and then we will send you on your way once again, 8 o'clock-ish. It's going to be our broadcast of Pebblebrook and Lambert tonight. It is, let's see, it is Atlanta International Holy Innocents is at 5, as is Darlington and Mount Vernon. And those are your 5 o'clockers. Murray County and Columbus is at 6. Crisp and Union is at 6. Collins Hill South Gwinnett is at 6:30. Cartersville Walnut Grove is at 7, as are a couple of GIAA games. Then it is Westminster and Clarkston at 7 o'clock. Then Brookstone and Pacelli back into that doubleheader. If you are in Columbus, go. Berkmar and Buford is at 7:30, along with South Forsyth and Campbell, Decula and Meadow Creek. Peachtree Ridge and Mill Creek set for 7:30. Pebblebrook and Lambert is at 8. Callaway and Jordan is at 8. And then you've got a couple of other games in the GIAA that are in the afternoon as well. So that's your rundown of everything. Thanks to technology, we got issues, and I'm frustrated about it. But thanks again to Rob Husted. He's going to join us at 9:30 on Monday morning because of all of the back and forth having to do with computers and cell phones inside of schools. Thanks to Lucas Kimmel. Thanks to Robert Peterson. Thanks to Michael McGinnis, and thanks to y'all for being a part of what's going on here as we wrap up another week of the Red Clay Soccer Report presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. Couldn't do it without them. Can't do it without you. 8 o'clock tonight, Pebblebrook at Lambert on the network, soccerdownhere.net/listen. Thanks to all the guests all week long. Thanks to all of you for watching all week long. We'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight on the network. Big matchup, one of the top teams in the country. Can they advance further in their bracket in 6A boys? Mucha Plati, y'all play it safe. We'll catch up with you later today.